I'll say it. The Barra Magna era of Bionicle, those 2009 sets, they were some of the best Bionicle sets that we ever got. These warriors, these Glatorian, they don't get the love and appreciation that they deserve. So let's honor these incredible LEGO sets by talking about the original 12 Glatorian sets. And we'll see how different members of the community have revamped and reimagined them. Are these built better than the originals? Well, let's see. Let's kick things off with an absolutely amazing redo of Matanui. This was built by Clockwork Guardian. The original set, it had these kit orange weapon pieces stemming out of the arms, which I always thought was a brilliant look. Something very regal about that. But here we see them actually emanating out of the torso. Man, just slightly moving the location of one piece can actually have a pretty big effect on how the mock looks. Because I love how this looks. Because now, the arms are actually coming out of the gap in between these two pointy sections of that kit orange part. Isn't that clever? The builder is very cleverly paying attention to the gaps, the shapes, and the forms, and allowing that to dictate the design. That's just good thinking. Something about this feels so much more organic. It's a really nice integration of these pieces. Brilliant. I do love this waist design as well. It's using 3 of these silver armor pieces. Kind of reminds me of some of the torso designs that we see on the original Toa Mata sets. That piston-heavy look, this kind of mirrors that. And yeah, all it takes is using some of these silver add-on parts, the same ones that came on some of the Protector sets. You can see one on the center of the torso of the Protector of Fire. Really good thinking, this is a brilliant waist design. Yeah, Clockwork Guardian, you perfectly captured the godlike appearance of Matanui, as well as his kind of knight-like armor design. Well done. Student Scissors is our next builder, and they have reimagined a Skrull. So in the backstory for the Skrull, they were a species of warriors. And I love how this revamp captures that, giving them more chest armor, slapping a belt of spikes across the chest. Little additions like this, they make the design sing. With stuff like this, they look like they're ready for war, and that fits this character perfectly. These dudes were always fighting and looking to pick a fight, so hey, why not find ways of putting that into the character? I quite like the inclusion of some of these printed Nexotile pieces on the top of the chest. These pieces are red and they have that little bit of black printing on top. At first when I saw this, I thought it was a custom piece or a custom sticker, but no, this actually comes on a Speed Champion set, this one right here. If you look closely, you can see 2 of them at the very front of the vehicle. Yeah, dude, this is a brilliant addition to the mock. The colors, they match the set. The shape of this piece, it fits armor quite nicely. It's a great idea. Plus, they're using Technic tread pieces for an armored waistcoat, and then some Invasion from Below kaiju head pieces for shoulder armor. Dang, son, this rocks. SHUB 4000 gives us an all-new Gelu. A few little touches of CCBS have been introduced to this design, and I like it. Tiny hints on the chest, a few additional armor parts on the arm. It's nice. I like that they added some of this Strack armor onto the back as well. Yeah, really, if you want to get the set Strack, this guy, and get the pieces from Gelu and kind of merge them together to create your own custom character, that would be a good idea. All of their different pieces are a pretty good match for each other. And I mean, we can see that on this exact mock. Gelu's new icicle shield and his ice-themed spear, they're great weapons. I do miss his original double-sided blade, but I don't know, it's always delightful to see revamps trying out new things and new weapons. Great work. We now have Tarex, the champion, and this was built by Awesomeness Born. Check out these shoulder pads. They're using 2 of Brutaka's mask elements. Of course, this mask comes on the legendary set Brutaka. But yeah, using them for some beefy shoulder armor, that's kinda dope. I love how this design really does feel like an upgrade to his original shoulder armor. And it's also cool how that gold torso armor piece that we see on the original set, that has now been doubled up and equipped onto the front of the torso. Yeah, this style of revamp, it kind of reminds me of certain Pokemon evolutions, where you can really track the progression and see how elements were then like expanded upon or advanced forward. You can see that the design elements or like the body shape, you see it grow, you see it change. And I feel like that's the same thing here. This really feels like a nice evolution of the original set. Maybe that's one way you could approach a revamp of a set. Focus on like one limb and say, all right, the pieces that are used here, what would be like a step up of this piece? Or how could I take this piece and kind of double it up? Or add even more armor on top of it? Or introduce a brand new concept? I don't know, maybe you could keep that in mind next time you build. The chains on the arms, I think they're a really nice touch. And the same can be said for this white net that's strapped onto his leg. Maybe that's stored there because when they're done fighting in the arena, they're gonna go down and do some fishing. Or maybe they actually use this net in battle as well. I like that. You know, little inclusions like this, they conjure up images and ideas of who this character is, what they do, and a bit of backstory. That's the power of a good accessory, isn't it? Nice thinking. Radar has built Stronius the Brute. It's nice to see some dark red pieces on this mock. They were present on the original set, sure, but I feel like there's just a little bit more here. It's nice. And good choice to use the mask and armor pieces that come on the Hero Factory Brain Attack set, Pyrox. The texture of these pieces, they kind of look a bit like rocks or some sort of scorched earth. And honestly, Stronius' armor pieces have a pretty similar texture. It's like these pieces were a match made in heaven. That and this mask is a very naturally bulky piece, so it helps continue this dude's stocky and bulky appearance. I like this. Always good when you can find pieces from two totally different sets that work so well together. Bob the Doctor 27 gives us his own take on Vastus. Nice to see a bit more armor on the torso. The original set was lacking a tad in that department, and more armor on these gladiator-inspired characters, well, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, heck, you know, if you wanted to, since these are taking inspiration from Roman gladiators, why not do a bit of research on gladiators and ancient Rome? Some of the armor designs from way back then could translate really well onto some of these characters. See how there's a few tube pieces wrapped around the torso? I think that's a nice touch. It's like the armor is actually protecting those exposed wires. And plus, I always just like seeing mechanical inner workings poking out of Bionicles. It just makes them feel more robotic, and there's something about that that seems so in line with classic Bionicle vibes. It's good. And then these lime spikes on the lower legs, that's a nice way of continuing the look of jungle and plants that was already very prominent on this character. Nice touch. These pieces originally came on the set Gresh. And hey, that's a pretty good transition. Let's move over to Gresh now. We have a revamp of them that was built by Nova Kaleido. I like that this mock makes Gresh a little bit shorter and a little bit smaller. You know, Gresh, they're meant to be the youngest Glatorian character, and I always felt that this set doesn't fully showcase that. Yeah, his mask has a few somewhat youthful qualities to it, but if you look at this and you don't think about the story whatsoever, I wouldn't see him as a rookie or a kind of younger character. But there's something a bit more youthful about this design, and the shorter appearance also helps. Now, I quite like this chest design. Something very unique going on here. See this lime claw piece in the center? It very beautifully frames the head, and it almost looks a bit like a popped collar. Something very dynamic about that, for sure. This part comes in lime in this Exoforce set. You can see it kind of at the base of the mech, sort of where you would imagine the mouth would be. That and this new foot design. It's using those same lime spike elements that we spoke about before, but yeah, the way that they kind of branch off of the edge at the very back, it looks like he's got some sick shoes on. That's dope. Yeah, plus it's also nice to see the armor pieces that came on his original Stars set, the lime ones that are on the top of his upper arms. Plus we also see his shield weapon in silver appearing on this mock. I like that. Take the Stars version and the original version and combine the two together to make one awesome final version of Gresh. That's cool. Over to Strack. This one was made by Cameron. Now, this is the oldest mock in this video because this came out and was posted online in 2009. Yeah, these sets were still on the shelves when this was made. Crazy. Still, yeah, this almost clockwork-like aesthetic. It's magical. Introducing heaps of gears and greebles and contrasting them with these ice pieces. It's marvelous. What an unexpected but really pleasant mixture. And hey, you know, we saw gears present in some of those early Bionicle sets. The very first wave of 2001 sets had so many gears in them, as well as gear functions as well. And you know, those gear functions, they were kind of phased out over time. So why not reintroduce those gears back into these 2009 sets? even if they don't have any functionality to them, which unfortunately I don't think this mock does. The aesthetic of it looks really nice. Also, the way that Cameron has built some knees on this mock. See how they're using these white Technic lift arms? And they're just sort of jutting out that little bit. That's all you need to showcase that that's the knee. It's a nice touch. Ace Clown 422, they've built the mighty Malum. Now Malum, he's meant to be a bit of an outcast, an exile. And these new armor editions, they kind of fit that vibe. I get the sense that he found this armor in the desert as he was wandering through in his exile. Or perhaps he beat up wandering travelers and just took their armor and took their weapons. And now he kind of has this ragtag weapon and armor design going on that he's kind of thrown together. Because, yeah, this is all he can manage in the middle of nowhere, with no one around to help him. I like it when the armor design fits the backstory, that's cool. And man, those nice extra hints of silver. Introducing that into the color scheme, it works well. And also, I'm glad they changed the face. Putting a trans green headpiece instead of a trans orange one, that's just a good call. The old head design, it gets a little bit lost inside the helmet because they're kind of the same color. This time you can actually see his face. I like this Malum. Lewis Hammond is next, and they have their mock, Angel Kina. Certainly feels like this mock is taking some notes from Halle Murray with her angel-like appearance. And I'm cool with that. This set rocked. I'd love to see that same vibe in a totally different character. Plus, when we look at Kina's mask, she has some silver marbled in areas of it. In this image, you can see some of the silver on the side fins near her mouth. So yeah, adding in this silver armor and these silver wings, it works with the colors that were already present on the character. And actually, there's something really professional looking when you remove the medium blue and you just stick to dark blue and silver. I don't know, I just really like how that looks. Once again, it's a totally different vibe that feels nothing like the set, but again, those colors were there in that mask. Sometimes I guess that's what you gotta do, you gotta focus on what was already in front of you and put that into your revamp and you'll get a brilliant result like this. Also, this is a sick hand design. Just getting one of those silver slicer feet pieces and using it for her fingers, it works, it looks good. Lovely work as always, Lewis. Now over to Babe Lego, Haniwa, and they have revamped Akar. Well, they've also revamped Matanui. The two of them, they make an awesome pair. But, you know, we've already seen a revamp of Matanui today, so we're just going to be sticking to Akar. Or Akar, however you want to pronounce his name. Now, once again, introducing some silver to the color scheme. Oh, I do like it. The use of a silver Visorak foot for some crotch protection. The silver CCBS armor shells on the very top of the torso. It's a nice look. And you know, Akar, he's a legend of the arena. He's a famous Glatorian. Of course he would have some armor to protect himself. With all the fighting he's done, he needs it. I also quite like this lovely orange Skrull armor on the shoulders, as well as the hints of trans orange that have been put all over the design. It kind of helps show off some hints of fire and flame, and that again was present on the mask. The back of it literally ends looking like a bit of fire. It makes sense that you'd want to continue that look across the whole body. It's a pretty epic sword as well, using those Thornax launcher pieces for the edges of the sword. Very nice. And finally, we have a revamp of Vorox, and you better believe that this was built by a man named Vorox. I mean, if the dude is named after the character, you know they've built a really good version of them. And they have. Because man, there's something special about taking a character and building a Titan version of them, making them bigger, better, faster, stronger. I like it. I mean, look at this chest design. Placing two of these tan torso armor pieces, but putting them on their side. And then you put a trans green piece in the center. Lovely stuff. And that's the thing, right? This is a pretty big chest design. But, you know, this is a larger mock, so it works. If you were to put this on a regular sized Toa, maybe it would look a little too big. So building big, it opens up all kinds of new opportunities with larger pieces and bigger designs. Build big, folks. If you do, you're going to be able to use so many parts and pieces and clever building techniques that you simply couldn't on your smaller mocks. It also means you're going to have to use more pieces, which might cost you more money. So, you know, of course, find a happy medium that doesn't cost you too much money. I quite like these lime and trans green highlights on the tail. Although we see some more lime on other parts of the mock too. Lime and tan? It's a very nice color combination. And mix that in with some hints of dark green, oh, it looks good. Vorox is a character, but it's also the name of all the different creatures within their tribe. But you know, I can see this dude being the leader. Why not do that yourself? Build a leader of your Vorox army. Or you could build yourself a leader class Skrull to command his forces. See, isn't that the best thing about the Barra Magna world? All these different tribes and the immense lore behind this planet. It leaves so much room for you to create your own concepts and characters. So study up on that 2009 Bionicle lore. That in itself might give you a bit of inspiration. So there you have it, 12 revamps of 12 awesome Glatorian sets. Which mock was your favorite? And which character do you like the most? Let me know. And hey, don't forget to check the links in the description below and you can see more of these builders' work. Go and check out their stuff. Thank you for watching, guys. Happy building, and bye for now.